Hello again and welcome back to the 21-day manifestation challenge. Today's day 18, so we really are nearing the end. Okay, so you may have realized now that there are just so many different aspects, many different levels of manifestation. And it really is down to us. There's lots of work. It isn't a magic wand. Although I love the mystical element to it. But it's not just a one-size-fits-all magic, I'll do this for 3 nights and it's all going to come right. It doesn't really work like that. If you are one of the lucky ones that it works very quickly for, then fabulous, and please share it. So you might, as I said before, want to try it for a quick manifestation on something quite small, or asking for a sign, manifesting a sign. So by all means do that. But the key for me to manifestation is consistency. It's about putting the effort in. And one of the tools which I use are subliminals. When I was studying psychology, I was very, very taken aback by the concept of subliminal frequencies and subliminal messages. And there have been so many studies here, and they really have been quite impactful. The one that sticks in my mind was a study they did in New York or somewhere, in a supermarket. And they played subliminal music there for maybe a week, with messages saying things like, buy Hovis bread, buy Hovis bread, buy Hovis bread, for example. And they were astonished to find that sales rocketed in that particular week for Hovis bread. I can't remember the product. I think it was actually chewing gum, but I'm going back a while. So that really just so intrigued me. That, and another study they did in the States was they used to use subliminals during the adverts, you know that space between the trailer and the big movie starting in the cinema. They used subliminals then, and it was buy ice cream, buy ice cream. And again, hugely successful, to the extent that the government stepped in and said they banned the use of subliminals in public places, which I think was quite right, if they, obviously if they're that powerful. So it intrigued me from the get-go that subliminals really can make a difference. And what I liked about them is I really do challenge my own thought processes, and not just on a cognitive level. I'm sort of constantly questioning myself and saying to myself, oh, you've slipped into an old pattern of behaviour there, an old pattern of thinking. And I'm constantly on the lookout. So I also like the fact that to change old beliefs which don't help or support us, it takes time. It really does, because these beliefs weren't formed overnight, so they're not going to disappear overnight. So it's about putting the effort in. It's about using the affirmations. It's about challenging the thought patterns, taking action when you realise that you're beginning to go down into a negative thought cycle, doing interventions. So it's about being active, but also being quite proactive, but in a lazy sort of way. I like subliminals when I go to sleep. So I either try and fall asleep with my happy thoughts, my visualization, listening to the music, but I also use subliminals. And it doesn't matter to me whether it's, especially if I like the music, or sometimes it is a message. If it's made by a hypnotherapist, they will also often give you the transcript on YouTube. So you can, if you like the sound of a subliminal and want to have a go at it, check out, open up the actual, click on it, open it up, show transcript, and check to see what they're actually saying, what they're claiming to be saying. Obviously you need to, I wouldn't take somebody that's just got 3 views. I sort of look into it a bit, but I've done hypnotherapy myself, and I'm actually quite into the belief of it, and I know that if something is really against the grain, it just will not get past your subconscious. So I'm okay with really trying those. And you might want to consider that. I'll put some links underneath to subliminals I quite enjoy or I use, but I do like Elmer's because I love his get rich, he's all about the $1 million and let it manifest. Yeah, bring it on. I'm all for it. So it's entirely up to you, because there are subliminals for love, subliminals for wealth, for health, to heal yourself, to meet your spirit guides, balance your chakras, whatever whatever floats your boat, and if you're willing to give it a try. But as I said to you, our belief systems, they're just not formed overnight, so they really do deserve some application if you want to change them. And mine were really a lot to do with money, how evil it was, how dirty it was, how people who are rich weren't good people. And wow, what a belief system to have. I know how it was formed. I know exactly all of that. But knowing how it was formed doesn't actually help me get rid of it. I had to really apply myself. So I challenged my thinking daily, and I really used a lot of affirmations. Money's good, money's energy. I can do so much good with money. I can help so many people with money. Money's fabulous. Money's wonderful. And I really do always try when I do affirmations to put some feeling into it. Because if you read them and say them just like you're reading an auto cue and you're not feeling it, it's really not going to make much of a dent at a subconscious level. So it's an ongoing process. It's about just paying attention, being aware of how you're ticking, where your blocks are, whether it's blocks to love. I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not talented enough, I'm a bad person. We all have these weird and wonderful beliefs that were formed, and as I said, often in childhood, from wrong messages we received from other people, significant caregivers, for example. But you don't always have to identify the where. It's just knowing that they exist and working on them, challenging them. And you can eradicate them, but over time. And so for me, psychologically, it's a really good process anyway. And for manifestation, it's just terrific, because you're really working on those energy blocks and negative belief systems that don't support our manifestations. Because if you really want to be rich, and you hold, like I did, a belief that money is the total root of all evil in this world, and people who have it are corrupt and greedy and ugh. So I had to work on that. So just identify them, begin to work on them. If you would like to, I can't guarantee that any subliminal links I put underneath. It's just maybe some that I've listened to and I use. And I like, as I say, Elmer, because I love his energy. And he's actually got a really nice voice in meditation. I also like Brian Scott, so I'll see what I can put on for him. But I don't think they do subliminals so much. Subliminals are normally done with trained hypnotherapists. But I'll have a look anyway and see what I've used in the past. I'll search my history, add some links, see what you think, and maybe have a bash. If the thought terrifies you, don't do it. It's there's no point, but I would look at why it terrifies you. Is it a control issue? You're frightened of someone getting in your mind? And maybe you have every right to. But examine your response to my suggestion about trying subliminals. So subliminal hypnosis. And as I've always said, if you have a really powerful, deeply rooted belief, then it will not go past your subconscious. And hypnotists don't make people go. They literally check, say, 200 people that walked in that night to find the 3 or 4 or 5 people that they think are really suggestible. Because some people just cannot be hypnotized. But it's it's all a gimmick as well. It's fun. It can be funny, yes, of course it can, but have a look, have a think about it, see what resistance comes up, and let me know how you get on. Bye for now.